Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon.
Hi, folks.
Looks like we have an AI bot in this meeting. Is the presence AI note a real person or just an AI bot? Curious on that. Hi, Andrew. Hi,
Morning.
Flavio. Let's wait for one more minute. I guess the AI note taker might be the new feature of the Zoom, because I recently see Zoom launched a new feature to help help meeting organizers to take the AI notes automatically. In general, the AI meeting notes will be generated after each meeting. So I guess the AI note taker might be the purpose of might be a real AI bot. Okay, while waiting for others, I will share my screen. We can take a look at the agenda items and see if anything else you want to add to the agenda. Let me know if you can see my screen. I'm currently sharing today's agenda items. Hey, Terry.
Hey, sorry I'm late.
Okay, looks like we have almost most of the ORAS maintainers joined. We still have maintainers in Europe time zone and maybe in other time zones. This slot is not convenient for them, so we will record and share the notes and also the recording offline. All right. Hello, everybody. This is Feynman. I will continue to be today's meeting moderator. I have collected several agenda topics from the community discussion. So the first one is announcement, which is actually a new release from the, sorry for the wrong link. There was a new release taught by Valentin, the ORAS Java SDK maintainer. Valentin released ORAS Java SDK 0.2 yesterday and also published the first release on Java Maven central repo. If you're looking at the release, that's the latest release cut out yesterday. And also we have the Java package available on the GitHub and also on the Java Maven central repo. If you're looking at the Java SDK on Maven Central, you will find there's a bunch of the jar files in this list. Credits to Valentin. He is not be able to join this meeting since he's in Europe time zone, but he shared the fantastic news in our Slack channel. So great to have the first release available in the community.
In addition
And
to
also,
while working,
appreciate Andrew for unblocking volunteering to publish the Java SDK to Maven.
yeah, as part of this, learned a little bit more about how the backend of CNCF works. And then basically they manage all their DNS through Netlify. So I'll be looking to, and I know Fabian, you responded back in my ping on our maintainer channel, who should be able to, who we want to have having access to the infrastructure of the backend, so that we have more than just one maintainer be able to respond to similar requests in the future for the infrastructure of our domain.
So the CNCF requires us to provide more maintainers to their Netlify.
No, they don't require any. It's just more of a, if we have similar requests, I don't want to have you the only person that's able to do this.
Yeah, maybe you can add, I think for the Netlify, I think we can add the ORAS www, the website repo owners to Netlify management portal. We have the code owners, let's see here. Ideally, I think if we can request access permission for the maintainers of ORAS website,
Okay.
I think you'd be more sustainable. We can have more maintainers to help with the Netlify related management work.
Okay. I'll start working that thread. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks for helping us tracking this discussion with CNCF, Andrew. Okay, back to our agenda. Another topic which was proposed from Sevia, and also I believe this was originally created by Flavio. I think the background here is that the verbose flag was removed in v1.3 beta 1 release, and currently it will output the warning message to users that this flag is being deprecated and no longer valid. There's some discussions.
It just fails, actually.
Hey, Terry, I didn't get your point.
Oh, it isn't just printing a warning message. Well, I guess the request is to print a warning message and ignore it rather than just fail, right?
Yeah, that's correct for all the comments.
Yeah, I can give a big background. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, good. So the verbose flag used to be a global flag before 1.3.0 beta 1. It showed verbose status output in non-TTY mode for commands like ORAS pull, ORAS push, ORAS copy, but it made no difference in the output for commands like ORAS login, ORAS repo list. So we removed the flag as a bug fix for commands like ORAS login. We just, so for ORAS login, if you put the verbose flag, there will be an error saying the flag doesn't exist instead of printing an deprecation message. But for commands like ORAS push, we mark it as deprecated. So with the verbose flag, it will show deprecation message. But removing the verbose flag was a breaking change, and users like Flavor concerned that it will break users' automation. So we are considering adding the verbose flag back for those commands like ORAS login and mark it as deprecated, similar as what we did for other commands like ORAS push and copy.
What do you mean by add the verbose flag back? Are you proposing add the verbose flag to those 6 ORAS commands?
No, currently for the 10 ORAS commands, the verbose flag has been removed. There's no such command. No, sorry, for no such flag. If you use the flag, the command will error out. So I mean, we should consider adding the flag back for the 10 commands. So there won't be error if users use the verbose flag. We just print a deprecation message like the 6 commands.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if you check screenshots, you can see
You mean this screenshot?
maybe
I think I think the first one. Scroll up. No, scroll up.
Okay. Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So the verbose log has been completely removed from those 10 commands
Yeah.
in beta 2.
Fundamentally, I think there are two, if I understood correctly, like from Silvia, there are two, let's say, categories of comments, right? One that like we are adding a deprecation notice, and the other 6 ones, which is another category, that like we do not have the verbose at all, not even deprecation notes, right? And this cause like this behavior because if you try the verbose in those 6 ones, like they just like they don't work.
Instead of printing out an error output, I think hide this flag, but giving the deprecation warning message to users might be more easier and non-breaking.
yeah, that's the behavior for the 6 command.
I see. So currently the behavior is not consistent among
Yeah, it is
these
not.
6 commands.
Yeah, I think those 6 commands that you see here, they should have the same behavior as the other 10 that you have here in the second list. So like if you want to remove the verbose, fine, and I do agree like makes sense if it's not making any difference. However, you should at least like tell, the consumer that like you plan to remove this. Otherwise, this consumer, might face some issues.
Yeah, I think that should be the expected behavior, since it will be more consistent over all ORAS commands. I thought ORAS will only hide the verbose flag and print out the warning message to users. I was not aware of that the verbose log has been entirely removed from those 6 commands.
Yeah, we intended to remove the verbose flag for the 10 commands as a bug fix, but the fix was a breaking change. So it might not be a good way to go.
Considering the verbose flag was a stable feature in ORAS, I'm thinking that we can add the verbose flag back to those 6 commands and print out the warning message and keep consistent with another 10 ORAS commands. And we can completely remove this flag in ORAS v2 because it's reasonable to introduce breaking change in the next major release, right? And users will be more predictable to move to the ORAS v2 if they want to avoid breaking change in their current pipeline or their current environment.
Yeah, I agree.
How about others? And Flavio?
Yep, sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So if no more concerns, I think we will add the verbose flag back to those 6 commands and also print out the warning message. This flag will be entirely removed in our next major release. It's actually ORAS v2.0. So we will have a long period for users to prepare for the deprecation. Okay, if no more concerns, I think we can move on. And again, thank you, Flavio, for bring this up.
Yeah, sure, my pleasure.
I'm thinking that we should also document the deprecation policy in the ORAS community. We have this kind of issue tracked in the ORAS website. I think we have the life cycle. Oh, this is not related. I think we should define the deprecation behavior and tell users that what is the expected behavior that if ORAS retire a stable feature in its release strategy. Considering the verbose flag is a stable feature, I think it is more reasonable to retell it in our next major release. So I think I can create that issue and track this document on our website repo.
Yeah, so the reason why we remove them entirely for those commands is because it takes no effect, completely no effect. So we consider as bugs, not features. So that's why we made that decision.
Yes, but it's still somehow breaking to existing users because they may not be aware of that this is a bug, right?
Yes, because we do have users who use that feature. No, I mean the bug as feature. So we should bring them back to unblock them.
Yeah, that's the conclusion. Thank you for clarifying that. Let's move on. The next one is a nomination request. Shui, would you want to say something about the nomination request?
Yes. So as it says, I would like to nominate Xiaoxuan Wang as a maintainer of the set of ORAS. The set of ORAS is a GitHub action for installing the ORAS CLI in their CI/CD. pipeline, which is the GitHub Action. So currently, we only have one maintainer, that's me, for this repo. So I would like to nominate Xiaoxuan for the maintainer of the CNCF ORAS. Xiaoxuan has contributed a lot to this repo. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Shui. I think org level maintainers should also be eligible to vote on this request, this nomination request. So maybe Andrew, Sajay, and Shui, you are the author, you don't need to vote. Other org level maintainers can vote on this nomination. Okay, I will add this to our review list. So maintainers can review and vote on it asynchronously. We have a review list for async collaboration. Let's move on. Andrew, based on our discussion around the Helm system-wide authentication file, the registries conf, I guess you might have some ideas to share and maybe some feature requests from Helm 4 related to ORAS credential store, right?
It's more than just a credential store, actually.
More than, okay.
Yeah.
Would you want
Yeah.
me to open some related document or discussions?
Yes. So that's definitely the big one. This is the kind of work in progress draft, Helm improvement proposal. It talks about the need, the desire to leverage the registries.conf. It's in containers, if you're familiar with that, to address some areas of missing or just gaps in not only Helm, but also within ORAS for how we can support more what I call enterprise, more things that I see typically in enterprises. So if you want to do mirrors of registries, if you want to do prefixes, if you then want to leverage authentication, looking at leveraging the registries.conf file implementation for us to be able to manage that. Because right now, a good example is for Helm charts, they're going to have dependencies, they're going to have URLs that are going to be publicly accessible. Well, when you mirror those in to a disconnected environment or like a corporate environment that might be proxied in some form or another, you might want to change the location of where those are being sourced from. And by leveraging registries.conf, you can actually go ahead and make it so that if it's going to like docker.io, it then goes to my image registry.mycorp.io, for example. But then we can also, leverage authentication for this as well. So since Helm is obviously very, dependent and a contributor of ORAS, since ORAS also does not have this feature and function, does it make sense that we may be able to add this logic to ORAS to then have Helm and just pick up automatically? So it comes down to, we kind of want to do this in the Helm community, whether it makes, why can't we just go ahead and, if there's a desire, bring it to support here in ORAS too, and then both communities win. That's obviously up for discussion and definitely interested in the group here for any thoughts.
Thank you, Andrew, for bringing this feature request up to the ORAS community. So my understanding is that there were several projects like Helm, Hotman, Buda. These projects are using the registry conf to authenticate with OCI registries, which is similar to how Docker's config.json works with the Docker CLI to authenticate with OCI registries. So the idea is to let ORAS support registry conf so that Helm users or other ecosystem users who support the registry conf can authenticate with the OCR registries.
That's part of it. Part of it is auth, because you can configure some auth configuration within registries.conf. However, another example is how you handle like short names. If I want to do, if I just use my repo latest. What is my repo actually? How does that fully get qualified? You can go ahead and define that within this file format too. If you scroll up just slightly, if you scroll up a little bit, Fabian.
Scroll up.
Right there under specification, there's that URL, right above that, right above.
Which line?
Line
Maybe you
36,
can,
line
which row?
36.
36, okay.
There's a URL there. That's the one that has the specification for the registries conf.
Okay, I will copy and paste in the chat in case folks can want to explore these specs.
Definitely take a look at it, and I'm definitely very interested in any thoughts from the community on whether there's an interest. Because there right now is a gap in supporting this in ORAS.
Yes.
Maybe we can.
Yeah, ORAS does need that because currently we're depending on the Docker configuration that we should not. And we tried like something like oras.config before, but it's not well adopted. So maybe this one is a solution, but we need to read through the documentation first to see what's the pros and cons of that.
Yep. I agree, Shuei. Very definitely aligned with that.
Sure, I believe you had been involved with the Helm 2 integration with ORAS, right? Maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, it's the Helm 2 to Helm 3.
I personally think this is a valid ask. I'm trying to figure out how can we proceed in the ORAS community and what should we do to support this request from Helm. As
Yeah,
this proposal was created in the Helm community, so I'm thinking that we can identify what are the dependencies from Helm to ORAS and what would be the feature requests that ORAS credential store or ORAS Go or anything that Helm would ORAS to do. Maybe we can create an issue to articulate on those things and link back to the Helm proposal.
yeah, and depending on the spec, so I think we can add this in the future version of the ORAS Go v2, and then for ORAS CLI, because it's a breaking change, so probably it's in the ORAS CLI v2.
Well, this is why supporting the registries conf would be a breaking change to ORAS CLI.
Yeah, think about you run the ORAS login. So which file should you write?
The config JSON by default.
Yeah, but it's not convenient, right? If all of us are moving to the registries.conf.
Andrew, do you see any urgent timeline from Helm? Looks like Andrew, you are mute.
I'm on mute, CP. Thanks for me. Looking to the fall is when Helm 4 comes out. We definitely would like to see if we can get it in before Helm 4, if possible. One strategy we have talked about is, implementing it in Helm and then getting it, backported to ORAS, but ideally like to avoid that. But, definitely interested in, once the community here has had a chance to kind of look into it, assess what it would take. We can maybe have a conversation between George, who he and I are working very closely on this HIP, and what that would look like.
What's the timeline for Helm 4?
The fall.
Sorry?
The fall. So late summer, early fall. So July, August, September.
You mean the fall in this year?
Yeah.
It's around
We did
September.
not want to have this be elongated and prolonged. We wanted to just do this. Otherwise, we've been talking about Helm 4 for years, and we were like, let's get something done.
Let's see. So there are around half of a year before Helm before.
Half a year, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that how about we create one issue in ORAS Go and propose that support registry.conf for OCI authentication, OCI registry authentication, and we can also replicate that issue in ORAS CLI. What we need to do is to identify what the detailed feature request that we need to support in ORAS Go and also ORAS CLI.
Yeah, I just read through the spec of the registry.conf. It seems we need a completely new auth client for that.
Oh, it's not something that's simple. It would be a fundamental change.
Yes, that's right. It's a fundamental change. It changed a lot.
Yes.
Does it mean a huge breaking change in ORAS Go?
Yeah, that's right.
So it might be good to include this feature in ORAS Go v3, right? Currently we are on v2.
Yeah, it's better to include that. If you want to, then it must be in v3.
Helm will just need the ORAS Go change though, of course.
Andrew, in order to keep this discussion on track, and we can plan for this feature in ORAS Go v3. How about you help create an issue in ORAS Go, and I can replicate the major content from ORAS Go to ORAS CLI. We can track these feature requests in both two repositories.
Okay.
And
I'm happy to do that. I'm over in EMEA this week, so I'll get that written up on Wednesday over here.
Yeah, no rush. It will be good that lists some well-known open source projects or cloud registries who already adopts the container registry.conf.
Sure. I mean, it's gonna be more on client side versus server like distribution side.
I see. So what I already know is Podman build a Scorpio and Helm, right? So if you know there's some other client tools that is already compliant with the
Well, Helm,
registry.conf.
wait, Helm does not. That's what we're trying.
Helm is ongoing. Helm is ongoing. Sorry.
Well, I wouldn't even say ongoing. I would just say proposed. We're at the same iteration as same iteration as ORAS is. We're just at the starting point.
It's still in a very early discussion, right?
This is all we have. This is a draft document. That's literally all we have. Nothing more.
Okay. So in order to move forward this request and keep it in our discussion, I think let's create an issue in our scope first. You can link it back to this proposal so people can be aware of the relations between the feature request and what happened in the Helm 4.
Absolutely.
Terry, I heard you want to say something about this proposal.
Oh, I was just trying to comment that Helm would only need the ORAS Go part. So
Yeah, we don't take the CLI.
I think for Helm, it is only ORAS Go, and for ORAS CLI, it depends whether ORAS CLI users want to use the registry conf to authenticate with the registries. Once the ORAS Go support this configuration, it would be very easy for ORAS CLI to inherit Andrew, do you have anything else from Helm
No.
or?
This is obviously just, the starting point. Definitely interested in thoughts of everyone. Shuei, I know you've done you probably after taking a look at it, and I'm definitely interested in your thoughts and happy to, obviously have a sidebar if we need to talk more about this. But thanks for the opportunity once again just to present this at this meeting today.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew, again. I think we have almost everything discussed in this meeting. There's one thing that I forgot to mention. Actually, Terry, you wasn't there. We merged the ORAS enhancement proposal last week. If I can find the pull request. Oh, here. So here's the pull request. Here is the ORAS enhancement proposal template. So we merged that template into ORAS CLI repo. So I'm thinking that whether you want to leverage this template to improve your proposal doc. I remember there's a proposal doc from Terry, and maybe we can leverage that template to reframe this spec and also resolve some opening comments.
yeah, sure thing. I just haven't had much time lately, but I will.
Yeah, no rush. Okay. That's everything today. I have a review list added to the agenda item. I will also share with you all. I think maintainers can review those pull requests asynchronously. And Terry, I remember for the doc create and manage multi-arc artifact, you may also need to resolve some open comments before we merging these pull requests.
Okay, I hadn't noticed those comments.
Yeah, you may need to resolve them manually if you agree or you already changed it accordingly.
Okay,
Yeah, because we cannot merge that with if there are still open discussions and conversation in the peer pull request. Okay, I think that's everything. Patrick, Sylvia, do you have anything you want to discuss?
I'm all good.
Okay,
No, I'm good.
okay, folks, I think that's all for today's meeting. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Clement. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
bye.